There's no doubt whatsoever that women are very difficult to understand. But as a man, you don't have to fully understand women before you can be able to make the woman of your dreams chase after you. You just need to know, digest, and put into practice a few secrets, and you're good to go when it comes to making any woman chase after you. So, if you are a man who wants the woman of your dreams to chase after you, then this video is just perfect for you. In this interesting video, we will be sharing with you 6 main secrets to make any woman chase after you. Shall we begin? Number 1. Never appear too desperate to have a woman. One of the worst traits that a woman hates to see in a man is desperation. So, never appear too desperate to have a woman. Because when you appear too desperate to get a woman, she will simply assume that you're simply after her body, like dozens, if not hundreds of other men out there are. So, be different. Don't always be too available for her. Put in calculated efforts to have her, but never overdo it. Call or text her only when necessary. Women naturally see a desperate man as a man who doesn't have anything interesting going on in his life, or a lazy, idle, jobless man. A woman will always reason that a man who's busy with work won't have time to always call or text her, or beg to meet up and spend time with her all the time. Even the controversial but highly successful American author, Robert Greene, asserts in his best-selling book, The Art of Seduction, that as a man, if you want a woman to chase after you, then you must always increase your appeal with calculated absences. Because the more you are always seen and heard from, the more you appear common and lose value. So always show a woman that you have other life priorities and an interesting life of your own beside her. Give her time and space to miss you. By not being too desperate to have or impress a woman, you're indirectly making her chase after you, as she will want to know you the more. Number 2, use your attention as your greatest weapon as a man. One of the best ways to make a woman chase after you is to never give her all your time and attention. Forget all the claims made by some women, especially feminists, that women can do without men. The truth is that women just can't do without male attention and validation. Women are naturally wired to always crave male attention. They feed off it. They spend hours dressing up and making up just for it. They spend hours in the saloon making their hair just for male's attention and validation. Women breathe male's attention. A woman who doesn't get enough male attention is always depressed. So, never give a woman too much of your time and attention. Make her put in enough effort in the relationship to have it by respecting you. That is, the more a woman respects you, the more you give her your attention and validation, and vice versa. When dealing with women, always remember that you are the prize, not her. So, let her work really hard to have you as the prize. As a man, carefully guard your attention. It is your greatest asset against women. By not giving a woman all your attention and validation, she will be more interested in chasing after you for your attention and validation as well. Number 3, be confident. If you want a woman to chase after you, then you must be very confident. Women naturally love confident men. Being confident as a man doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be cocky or overly assertive and controlling. No, it simply means that you are a decisive man who knows what he wants from a woman and how to get it. Women see confident men as strong-willed men who can always protect them when the situation calls for it. It is just natural. Even in the animal world, female animal species always go for the male species that wins a fight against another male species. On the other hand, women see men who lack confidence as weak men and men that have low self-esteem. And no woman wants a weak man. Never be afraid to tell a woman your mind on any issue. Be the man who always makes all the tough decisions in the relationship. For instance, rather than asking a woman, when and where are we going to meet? Tell her instead, let's meet on this particular day at that particular place. Never be a yes man. That is a man who agrees to whatever a woman tells him to do. Know when to say no, and how to put a woman in her place when she disrespects you. In the same vein, never be the one always saying I'm sorry to your woman. Only apologize to a woman when it is necessary. That is when you've hurt her feelings. When you are confident and decisive with your woman, she will feel more secure and protected with you. And when a woman feels more secure and protected with you, she will chase after you. Number 4. Always show a woman that you have other options. If you have watched the popular romantic comedy movie Deliver Us from Eva, then you will probably still recall when 3 of Eva's potential brothers-in-law paid a charming player named Ray to make Eva fall in love with him. So, she would mind her business and stop controlling their relationships with her sisters. The very first time that Ray spoke to Eva, he made it very clear to her that he had a girlfriend. Later, the 3 men were mad at him. One of them even thundered at Ray, "We paid you $5,000 to make Eva fall in love with you, and one of the first things you told her was that you have a girlfriend?" Ray simply smiled and replied, "No woman wants a man that other women don't want." Sure enough, Ray later succeeded in his mission, and Eva fell head over heels in love with him. And that's what we mean here. No woman wants a man that other women don't want. So always show a woman that you have other options apart from her. Women love competition. They want to have the man that other women want. To be seen with such a man boosts their ego. That's the very reason why celebrities and famous men will forever be irresistible to women. So, never show a woman that you can't do without her. Make her jealous as often as possible by always telling her about other women that want you. If possible, let her always see you with other women. Whether you're dating those other women or not is a different story altogether. But please, always say and do this indirectly and subtly, and never overdo it. The key here is to strike a balance between making her know that you have other options and not that you are cheating on her. By making a woman aware that you have other options apart from her, she will be more than willing to chase after you, because women naturally love competition. Number 5, always say less than necessary when you're with a woman. One of the laws in Robert Greene's best-selling book, The 48 Laws of Power, states always say less than necessary, because the more you talk without restraint, the more you are likely to say something really stupid. So, when communicating with a woman, always say less than necessary. Women naturally hate men who talk too much. Leave the talking for her, while you do the listening. But that doesn't mean that you should become dumb when you're with a woman. Crack jokes with her when necessary. Humor is sexy, and women naturally love funny men that always make them laugh. But don't overdo it just to impress her. Being funny comes naturally. So, if you're not naturally funny, then don't try too much to appear funny by cracking childish or unfunny jokes with a woman. That would be shooting yourself in the foot. Also, always pay attention to the little details that a woman tells you about herself while talking. Then, ask or talk to her about those little details later. Women naturally love men that remember little details about them. In the same vein, always hold back some aspects of yourself from a woman. Never make the costly mistake of revealing yourself all at once to a woman to avoid the ugly phenomena known as "see finish" in Nigerian parlance. By limiting your communication with a woman and also limiting revealing yourself in all totality to her, you are simply creating an aura of mystery around you, which is a very attractive trait in a man that will make a woman chase after you. Because women naturally love mysterious men. Number 6, always be deliberately unpredictable. I know that this one is very controversial, but if you want a woman to chase after you, then you must always be deliberately unpredictable. Confuse her with your words and actions. When she expects you to say or do A, say or do B instead. That's one of the messages that Robert Greene preaches in his best-selling book, The Art of Seduction. Women naturally see men who are too predictable as boring, and women hate boring men. Besides, when you're too predictable to a woman, then she can easily manipulate you. Women naturally love unpredictable men. With such men, women don't know what to expect next in the relationship. So, they're always on edge, anticipating what the man will do next. They also spend an excessive amount of time trying to figure out the man. And the more a woman spends time trying to understand you, the more she thinks about you. And the more she thinks about you, the more she's willing to chase after you. But the more you appear too predictable to a woman, the more common you appear to her. And the more common you appear to her, the less mysterious and intriguing you appear to her. And the less mysterious and intriguing you appear to a woman, the more she loses interest in you. And the more a woman loses interest in you, the less she will be willing to chase after you. Leave your best tips in the comments section below. Remember to subscribe and please check out the other content on the channel